Democrats would have us believe that President Trump is a laughingstock around the world and that foreign leaders hate him and can't stand working with him. Well, unfortunately for them, there were multiple hot mic instances over the last few days which show the exact opposite. Just take a look at this moment when President Trump was meeting with Vladimir Zelensky and European leaders.
All we ask for is fairness with the media. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being so fair.
Dr. Donald. He goes through this every day.
All the time.
But he loves it. He loves it. For he does it always. I never want to speak with my friend.
He's a very good player, golfer, you know.
Yeah, I know.
He went to college.
But he says you.
I just love this. It's not often that we get to see behind the scenes. I think many of us, especially those of us who watch politics closely, sometimes wish we could be a fly on the wall and observe how our leaders actually act behind closed doors. So to see these hot mic moments, and there are more that I'm going to show you, it really is a treat. Now, some people, the naysayers, the Democrats, are going to say, well, they have to be polite to each other. Well, actually, no, they don't. Many world leaders are openly antagonistic towards one another. Just a few examples here. This is from NBC News. Sarkozy to Obama, the foreign president of France. I can't bear liar Netanyahu. Or what about this from the BBC? That awkward moment when Obama met the Philippines president, Rodrigo Duterte, after horsebat. Basically, at the time, Duterte called President Obama a quote-unquote son of a whore. So that was very antagonistic. And then, of course, there was this incident, according to Reuters. Venezuela's Hugo Chavez infamous Bush insult was not scripted. So for those of you who don't know, Chavez spoke at the United Nations, and he called President Bush, quote, the devil. He even said that the podium where Bush had spoken at just a few moments earlier smelled like sulfur. So world leaders, they don't have to put on a show. They don't have to be cordial. They don't have to be polite just because the cameras are rolling. And so it's one thing to be polite when the cameras are rolling, but when they're off and they're caught in those hot mic moments like that, I think it really gives us insight into their interpersonal relationships with each other. Of course, when it comes to politics, it's not just about those interpersonal relationships, but those soft skills can definitely make negotiating easier. And again, it pushes back on this notion that the Democrats push that, oh, these foreign leaders all hate President Trump. They all think he's a laughingstock. No, you saw there, they were very jovial. They had a good time, and it seems by all accounts that they had a great relation. Now, there is this longer clip of prior to this moment where President Trump once again was caught on a hot mic, and the media is already trying to take this and spin it out of context. I'm going to play the full clip, and then we'll take a look at to what they've spliced out.
Yeah, I think to set up a trilat, you know. So
And where do you want to
I think he wants to make it. I think he wants to make a deal for me. You understand? I think as crazy as it sounds. Just sit down. Sit down, everybody.
Okay.
I think we'll let the press come in for a minute.
Waiting for the off.
Please.
Thank you.
How's the man doing? All right? Are you good? You look fantastic.
He's too tall for me.
He's a tall guy.
Yeah.
Good looking.
I never want him near. I prefer Volodymyr.
I think we're going to have a successful talk today.
Yeah. Me too. No, thank you for being so fair.
Dr. Donald. He goes through this every day.
All the time.
But he loves it. He loves it. For he does it always. I never want to speak with my friend.
He's a very good player, golfer, you know.
Yeah, I know.
He went to college.
But he says you
He was-
always win.
So obviously multiple angles of that one moment there, but what this shows us is it wasn't tense. If they really hated each other, if they really looked down on President Trump, you would be able to feel just how icy it is. Maybe they would give him the cold shoulder, proverbially, of course, but there it sounds like they're having a good time. President Trump was being a great host, being very complimentary to everyone, being very welcoming. It really is a side of him that we don't get to see publicly often, and so I just love these moments because I think when it's it's one thing to put on a show. It's one thing to behave one way when the cameras are rolling. But I think a true sense of your character and a true sense of who you are is when no one, supposedly no one, is looking. So that right there, just a treat for someone who likes politics like me, and I hope that you enjoyed it as well. Well, the media is already taking that out of context. You probably guessed what they've clipped out. This is what they aired on MSNBC. Or should I say MS Now?
I think he wants to make a deal. I think he wants to make a deal for me. You understand? As crazy as it sounds.
So, the media, they've been pushing this narrative for years, almost a decade at this point, that President Trump is Vladimir Putin's puppet, or that somehow Trump colluded with Putin. We've all heard the theories. We know the narrative. And that right there, they claim, is proof that President Trump is a fool and he's being played for one by Putin. In fact, they're so deep into this delusion that NBC's Kristen Welker actually asked the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, about this very moment.
On a microphone talking to you, and he said, quote, "I think he wants to make a deal," meaning Putin. "I think he wants to make a deal for me." You understand that? As crazy as it sounds. What went through your head when he said that to you?
I think if, at the end of the day, if we have a deal which is compliant with this long-standing and robust peace, this is a great news.
Yeah, absolutely. Who wouldn't want a deal? Just because President Trump says Putin would make a deal for... I mean, President Trump, as president of the United States, is literally the most powerful person on the face of the earth right now. And you consider the size of the United States economy, why wouldn't Putin want to make a deal for Trump? I mean, Trump can put even more sanctions on Russia. He's already been ratcheting it up over the last few weeks and months. I mean, he put even more tariffs on India because they're trying to buy gas from Russia. On top of all of that, President Trump bombed Iran, right? He totally decimated their nuclear program, set them back several years. Putin saw that. He knows what Trump is capable of doing. It's not another situation. It's not a repeat of Barack Obama, who said, "Here's my red line." But the moment that red line was crossed, Barack Obama did nothing. Meanwhile, with President Trump, he's unpredictable. But when he says he's going to do something, he does it. He delivers. And in fact, oftentimes, he over-delivers. So why wouldn't Putin want to make a deal for Trump? Yet the media takes all of that and just throws it away as if that context doesn't matter, because it doesn't fit their pre-programmed, their pre-planned narrative, which is, oh, President Trump, maybe he's colluding with Putin, or maybe he's a fool and Putin is playing him for one. But again, if you just take a look at these narratives that they push, you can't have it both ways. Which is it? He's colluding with Putin again, or is he a fool? I'm just at a loss for words, because their logic, or lack thereof, is really infuriating. Well, those weren't the only hot mic moments. There was also one that happened in Alaska when President Trump was meeting with Putin. But before we get to that, I would like to acknowledge Priest Kolnon Sinane Kuso, Stacey L., Robert Stevens, and Dean Diefendorf as the members of today's Governor's Club. These are people who give tips, and super thanks to the channel. I am so thankful for you, and I'm glad that you enjoy. Well, before we actually move on to Alaska, I just want to show you this picture in case you haven't seen it yet. I think it is one of my favorite White House photos of all the European leaders and Zelensky gathered around President Trump as he's behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. It really just shows, yeah, they do have respect for him. And it throws cold water on this narrative that the Democrats push, which is that foreign leaders look down on President Trump. They view him as a laughingstock. Really? If that were the case, I doubt they would have flown across the Atlantic Ocean for this historic Oval Office meeting. Well, the last hot mic moment happened over on CNN, where Jake Tapper was angry. No, he was furious that he was kicked off his own program as news was breaking. Take a look at this.
Let's go back to Jake in Anchorage. Jake?
I'm fine. Just give me my show back.
Your show's back.
All right, here we go. So let's go now to Senator Schiff, who we have here. Senator Schiff is joining me, ready to go.
You can't make that up. As always, though, all of this is just my analysis and commentary. This is what's going on in the world of politics from my point of view, and I would love to hear from you. So what do you think? Do you think that these hot mic moments really show us that all of these world leaders around President Trump have a friendly, cordial, jovial relationship? Or do you think I'm reading too much into it? Do you think they're just being nice to each other and it's just politeness and, civilized society being civil? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Personally, given how brash and confrontational and direct President Trump can sometimes be, I think that these sort of hot mic moments really show this other side of him that we don't get to see a lot. And it is indicative of just how warm and welcoming he is as a host, and he realizes truly that he is representing not just the Republican Party, but the entire nation. And so I believe he puts his best foot forward, and it plays against the narrative that the Democrats want to push, which is why I wanted to share these clips. If you haven't already, please be sure to leave me a thumbs up. I know it's a simple thing to ask for, but it really does help me reach more viewers like you in the algorithm. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and to check out one of these videos.